The crafting station is officially open, and I don't think people realize just how much this is going to change Clash of Clans. We're getting 3 brand new crafted defenses. Seasonal defenses are unlocking earlier than ever before, and depending on which defense you choose, it could completely change how we build bases and attack them. So today, let's break down everything you need to know, what each defense does, and which one I think is going to have the biggest impact on the meta. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Now, instead of placing another defense, you'll now be able to upgrade modules and choose between 3 completely different crafted defenses, each designed for a different role. Those defenses are the Hero Hunter, the Hot Candle, and the Cake-A-Pult, and trust me, they're all very different. Before we dive into each one, there's another important change. For the first time ever, seasonal defenses are unlocking all the way down at Town Hall 11. Now, before everyone gets too excited, Supercell has already confirmed this is a Clash anniversary celebration and not a permanent change. So if you're Town Hall 11 or above, you're getting to experience these defenses much earlier than usual. Now, let's look at the new defenses. I'll be honest, this is probably the defense that scares me the most if you're someone who relies heavily on hero charges, hero dives, or simply getting value from your heroes early in an attack. This thing is going to be a nightmare. At first glance, it looks like a simple card throwing defense, but there's much more going on. It has a range of 9.5 tiles, attacks every 0.6 seconds, and targets both ground and air troops. So right away, it's already putting out consistent damage. But here's where things get interesting. It doesn't just attack everything equally, it actively prioritizes heroes, and heroes take double damage. That's huge. If that wasn't enough, every single hit also applies a poison effect that lasts for 3 seconds. That means slower movement, slower attacks, and reduced effectiveness from your heroes while they're under fire. Imagine trying to queen charge into a compartment only for your queen to be constantly poisoned while taking damage, or your royal champion just trying to clean up late in the attack while getting shredded by this defense. I can already see this becoming one of those defenses that players specifically plan around before dropping a hero. One thing I thought was pretty cool is the visual detail. When the Hero Hunter attacks larger targets with over 5,000 health, it throws a much bigger card projectile. It's a small touch, but it makes it really easy to identify when it's targeting your biggest tanks or heroes. Overall, this feels like a defense designed specifically to punish hero-heavy strategies, and considering just how important hero equipment has become over the last year, that makes perfect sense. Now, this is probably the most unique. At the start of the battle, it's incredibly strong. The Hot Candle has a range of 10.5 tiles and attacks every half second, targeting both air and ground units. But here's the twist, it actually gets weaker as the battle goes on. At the start of your attack, it can hit 6 different targets at once. 6. That's going to absolutely melt swarm attacks if you're not careful. But after around 1 minute, the candle starts melting. Its firepower drops from 6 targets down to 4, then later in the battle, it melts even further, dropping to only 3 targets. I actually love this design. Instead of simply making another defense with bigger numbers, Supercell has created something that changes throughout the battle. That also creates an interesting decision for attackers. Do you take it out early while it's at full strength, or do you try to survive the opening and let it naturally become weaker? Personally, I think this is going to be incredibly annoying for attacks that rely on lots of smaller troops. Minions, archers, skeletons, bats, anything that spreads out could easily struggle against this. And finally, probably the funniest looking defense, the Cake-A-Pult. Don't let the name fool you. This thing is basically a mortar that's had way too much sugar. It launches giant cakes across the base with a massive 12 tile range, targeting both air and ground troops. Once the cake lands, it explodes into a giant splash attack. So if your troops are grounded together, you're going to feel it. And there's one weakness. It has a minimum range of 3 tiles, just like the mortar. There's a dead zone right underneath where it can't attack. This means clever funneling or hero pathing could allow you to take it down without ever giving it a chance to fire. I actually think this could become one of the more balanced defenses. It offers huge value if left alone, but also has a very obvious weakness that skilled attackers can exploit. Overall, I think this is one of the most creative defenses updates Supercell has released in quite some time. Instead of simply giving us stronger versions of existing defenses, which each one has a completely different purpose. The Hero Hunter is designed to punish hero-centric attacks. The Hot Cannel is all about overwhelmingly large groups of troops early in the battle, and the Cake-A-Pult focus on long-range splash damage against clustered armies. That also means we're probably going to see a lot more variety in base building. Instead of every base feeling the same, players will be experimenting different with defensive combinations depending on what they're trying to stop. And honestly, that's exciting. It keeps both attacking and base building fresh. Now, I want to hear from you guys. Out of these three new crafted defenses, which one do you think is going to be the strongest? Personally, I think the Hero Hunter is going to have the biggest impact simply because of how much today's meta revolves around hero value. But maybe the Hot Candle or Cake-A-Pult ends up surprising us. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe because we'll be testing all three of these defenses as soon as they're available. Thanks for watching, and as always, clash on. Clash with